Hi guys, welcome back to CoCo Budgets. In today's video, I will be talking through some of my financial goals for the year 2023. I'll be going through how I plan to achieve those goals, some of the things that I do and will be starting in the year 2023 to help me reach my financial goals. If that's something that you'll be interested in, then please stick around. So first of all, welcome back. I think you'll probably be watching this in the new year, so if you are, happy new year. I hope you have a prosperous and happy year. I hope everything you pray for comes into fruition. So what I wanted to do in this video is I wanted to talk a little bit about some of my financial goals for this year. I also wanted to talk a little bit about how I work towards achieving some of my goals, what I do on a daily basis, a monthly basis, and things like that. So let's start off with, first of all, just having an idea as to what my goals are. So for me, it's important that I monitor what my outgoings are. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, you would have seen that I basically decided I didn't want to have monthly outgoings. So I didn't want to have like direct debits, memberships, subscriptions coming out on a monthly basis. I just felt like if I'm in a position to pay for them annually, then that's something that I should do, and that's what I did, give or take one or two. I think Zoom's still not on an annual, and I think even Spotify as well, but for the most part, the rest I pay them off annually, and that's something that I want to continue to work towards. Now that's where sinking funds come in. So I'm going to start off by just going through, before I go to my goals, I want to start by going through this sheet here that I printed from the Budget Mum. It's one of her free resources. So if you sign up to her website, then you get access to a whole range of free resources, and this is one of them. So this is the membership and subscriptions template, and it basically says a one-stop shop to keep all of your membership and subscriptions organized. So what I figured I would do with this is I would write down all of my my annual subscriptions, anything that I know I'm supposed to be paying for monthly that I've now converted to annual, and I'll keep track of those. So ignore the highlighters. I've tested out some new highlighters that I bought. I mean, I'm not wild at the moment, but yeah, I tested out some new highlighters. Ignore the highlighters. What I have here is Twinkle, Amazon, and CT, which stands for council tax, which is something we pay in the UK. So Twinkle I converted to annual, Amazon to annual, and council tax I try to pay annually. Now there are others, guys, but I honestly cannot remember what the other ones were that I had already converted to annual payments. I can't remember, but realistically I can just add them on as I remember. I probably need to sit and look through my emails and look through like my bank statements and see what I used to pay for on a monthly basis, but I can only remember these three. But I'm just going to show you and give you an idea as to how I'm going to use this. So Twinkle is £54 per year. I changed it to annual, and they gave me some extra months on top of that. So the next annual payment isn't until the 13th of December 2023. So that's a whole 12 months away. So what I've worked out is if I put aside 22 dirhams per month, I will have this bill ready to be paid for annually again come December. So this is something that I'm going to be working towards in terms of my sinking funds. I'll start in January, putting aside £22 a month. Now, I don't know the order that I'm going to upload my videos, but I just recorded my January 2023 video, and I didn't actually account for it. But I will still put it aside. I'll probably take it out of my personal money and just put it aside for the month of January. And then from February onwards, I'll make sure that I actually allocate it in my sinking funds. Okay. The other one is Amazon. Now, Amazon's relatively cheap. And I was thinking, realistically, I could just pay that all off in one go. But I'm going to work towards it on a monthly basis, and if I get into the position where I've got the additional income or additional money and it's not going towards my savings, then I will. But for the time being, it's due on the 3rd of October 2023. It's a total of 140 dirhams for Amazon Prime membership for the year. So I'm going to put aside 14 dirhams per month towards that bill, again starting from January, like what I said with the Twinkle one. Now, council tax. Now, council tax is due a lot sooner. It's due in April. Okay, so I've put here £1,000. I know it's going to be less than that, I can't think of what it might be because the bill doesn't come out yet, but it's going to be near enough just under this amount. But I've put 1,000 just to make it easier for myself. So I've worked out that I'll need to put aside 900 dirhams over the next 4 months. Now, again, thinking about my budget and how I want things to go going forward, I'm going to try and stick to this, because there's nothing worse than having your council tax bill that you know you need to pay each month, especially living here. It just makes it a bit more technical. For me, in my opinion, it makes it a bit more technical, and I like to try and pay this off as early as possible. May the latest, but I'm going to aim for April, and this is what I'll need to put aside for the next few months. Now, this is all there is on this sheet for the moment. As I said, I can't think of what else could possibly need to go on here, but I'm going to keep this sheet along with all my other sheets, like I keep all of my other sheets in here. I'm going to keep them all together, and this is something you'll probably see me bring out again as the what am I trying to say, as the months and weeks go by. You might see me bring this out again and add to it as I remember what else needs to go on here. But anyone that's looking to try and get themselves organized and try and work towards a financial goal, it's important to know when the bigger bills, even though it's not that big, but when the bigger bills are due. Okay, so this is step one for me to organizing myself to try and reach my goal, which I'm going to get to now. So this sheet right here is my goal sheet. Okay, I will link the link below as to where I printed this from. It was a free download from a website, but I'll link it in my description box below in case you want to print something like this. I'm going to zoom in so you can kind of get a feel as to what it looks like. So at the top it says setting goals. I've just put 2023. Then it's broken down into different boxes. You have my priorities. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goal boxes. And in each goal box, it says goal. And then it gives you 3 action steps. 1, 2, 3. Now, I've only put 1 on here, give or take health and fitness, but I've only put 1 on here. Now, even though I'm doing a goals video, I have to be completely honest. I don't necessarily think that it's always wise to share your goals and plans ahead of time. Like, I was raised that way. I mean, I know a lot of people around me were raised in similar ways, and you know, we operate in the same way pretty much, but I just don't feel like it's always wise. And I think it just comes from like experience of negativity, bad vibes, just, you know, sort of interfering with what it is you set out to achieve. So although I've put this down here, you can see that the rest of it's not filled out, and that's because this is something that I will complete separately. Aside from that, this is a budgeting channel. I mainly talk about money, so I didn't feel like you guys would want to see what my health and fitness and my like self-fulfillment and everything else was. I didn't feel like you guys would want to see that, to be fair. So I've only done budgeting, and I've kind of just put my 3 action steps here, okay? But there's only so much I'm going to reveal, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Anyways, so let's have a look. So I've put here my priority number 1 is budgeting. Now, as I mentioned, I'm working towards buying a house, an investment property, and that's something that I want to try and not try, positive. That's something that I am working towards getting started with in 2024, okay? And for me, the year 2023 is important in terms of my savings, because I know that I'm only going to be in Dubai perhaps for another year and a half. That's the plan. And I need to make sure that when it comes to me being out here, I need to make the most of the salary that I'm receiving, the living expenses and things like that. You know, there's a package that they give you when you work out here in Dubai, and I need to utilize it. I've been here 3 years now, and in my first, I want to say, year and a half, I was focusing on a business that I have/had. I don't really put much into it anymore. I will try and get back to it. It is something that's going to go on my priority sheet, you know, but that's a separate video for another time. Now my focus has changed slightly. I know that actually I want to go into investments. I want to start up a property portfolio, and in order to do that, I really do need to think about my savings. So my priority is savings, but the goal itself is to save 10,000 dirhams every month. Now, saving 10,000 dirhams every month is pretty much, saving the majority of my salary. If you've seen any of my budgeting videos, if you haven't, go and check them out. But if you've seen any of my budgeting videos, you know that my salary is about 15,375 per month. And me saying I want to save 10,000 minimum each month is literally like the majority of my salary. How do I plan to do this? So I've basically worked out my bottom line. My bottom line, your bottom line or someone's bottom line is basically where you look at what you need per month minimum to live off. So what do you need for food? What do you need for travel? General living expenses, utilities, things like that. What do you need per month? And I've worked out that I need, hold on. I kind of made some notes in this like little diary thing that I have here, but I made some notes and I've worked out that for my cash envelopes per month, I would need for to be comfortable, I would need anywhere from about 2,220 dirhams. I've worked out, if I just kind of show you guys, I've worked out that I would need, ignore the writing, 780 for food, 440 for like petrol, and I put 1,000 for personal, and I feel like this is me being realistic. It's me thinking, okay, there might be times where I want to go out, I want to buy something specific, you know. Yes, it could be less, but I'm just thinking on average, you know, you never know what the month's going to be like. So I've worked out that it should be about 2,220 dirhams as my living expenses, or as my bottom line, let me call it living expenses per month, okay? Then I went a bit further and I thought, okay, well, what things do I have to make sure I'm paying for? So aside from this, which is like my general living cost, I pay a car fee, which, as I said in my previous video, the car fee now is 1,640, but I'm looking to change it and it will be about 100 dirhams more. Now I've put 1,800 just in case. There's two cars I've seen. One might not be available by the time I want to go for it. The other one might be. So I've put 1,800 just in case. This is me over budgeting a little bit here. Then UK, I do have bills in the UK I pay for, and I've budgeted 2,200 for that. And then the cash envelopes, which is already up here. So these three things, my car payment, my UK payments, and my cash envelopes, are the things that I have to make sure I have money for. These things help me survive, basically. Okay. Now this comes to a total of 6,240 dirhams. If you think about my salary, that's 15,375 without tuition, 15,375 dirhams. I'm basically saying out of that, I need 6,240 dirhams to make sure that everything's covered and that I'm okay. Now, here, I wrote down my salary, okay, because that's my guaranteed income each month. I wrote my salary down and then I broke it down. I said 10,000 of it needs to go to savings. That's my goal. 3,375 of it is for rent. That's what they give it to me for. That leaves only 2,000. Okay, if you calculate it all, that comes to 15,375. Okay, hopefully you're with me. Again, 10,000 for savings, 3,375 per month towards rent, and then every quarter that's 10,000, and then or give or take. Oh, sorry. And then that leaves me with 2,000 out of my salary once I've done these two things. Now, I've said I need 6,240, so you can see here that there's not going to be enough. So if I take off the 2,000 that will be remaining from the salary, that leaves me with 4,240. So I need to try and find a way to bring in 4,240 dirhams every single month to make sure that I'm meeting this target so that I know these things are covered, okay? So I'm a tutor. I mentioned it before, but that's my side income at the moment. I tutor students. I have 4, possibly 5, depending on if one comes back, but 4 students. The thing with tutoring is you just never know if a parent or student's going to decide, actually, do you know what, they've made progress, we don't need your services anymore, or if they're just going to decide they're going to take like a long vacation, which is quite common out here. Anywho, 4,240 dirhams is equal to 6 tuition sessions per week, okay, or 3 clients having at least 2 sessions per week. All right, breaking it down even further, it's the same as, so 4,240 is the same as 1,060 dirhams per week. So I need to make sure that in terms of my side hustle, my side income, that I'm always trying to aim to hit this number with my tuition. Now, tuition is very sporadic. Someone might pay late, someone might decide that they're going on vacation, as I mentioned. But if I can try and aim for this, then I should be okay. Remember, I've over budgeted here with my car payment and a little bit with food as well, because I've not included what my partner gives towards food and stuff like that. And personal won't always need to be 1,000. I've over budgeted just so that I feel a bit more secure, so I know what it is, so that I know that if I fall short, I should be okay here or there. Hopefully that makes sense. But going back to the goal sheet, I'm looking to meet this goal by the 31st of the 12th, so the 31st of December 2023, so a year from today. How do I plan to do that? Budgeting monthly and weekly. I've seen in the past, if I don't budget, if I don't sit down and do my actual budget, do my cash stuffing, I really do fall off the wagon and end up tapping my cards. So I'm going to aim to budget monthly and then break it down to doing my weekly budgets like I've done in some of my previous videos. Side income of 5,000 every week. So you can see that this number is even more than the one I just gave you. Again, this is me just rounding it up to a nice round number, but also just making sure that I'm over, how do I put it, like over planning type of thing. If I aim for this and I know that I've got excess money, so the excess money is like a cushion money that can go towards my emergency fund or go into just a rolling rollover. Okay, so side income of 5,000 every month, and then I put no debt, so making sure that I'm not borrowing money from anybody. I don't actually borrow money. If I borrow, it's for my boyfriend or my mum. But making sure I'm not borrowing money, including using my credit card unnecessarily. Like the credit card, I've decided I'm going to keep it as like an emergency. Like if I ever had to flee the country last minute, I know that I've got that money on there to just book a ticket and go. I mean, that's very drastic, but you just never know. You know, this is not my home country. You never know. But I don't plan to use the credit card. It was actually just going to stay in my wallet somewhere, in the house, in a wallet in a house somewhere. The only reason why I'm keeping it is because there are some things out here that do require you, if you're going to ever, like, if I wanted to buy something, some places do require you to use a credit card. I know it's insane, but yeah. Anyways, that is my goal for this year. I don't have like lots of financial goals. This is the big one for me, and this is the one that it's important basically. As I said, I'm not going to go through my other ones. This is a budgeting channel. I just don't feel like you're going to want to know about all of these other stuff. If you do though, let me know. But yeah. Anyways, that's that. Okay. In terms of my goal of saving 10,000 dirhams every month, I decided to jump on the whole bandwagon of creating a savings challenge. So I made this myself, made it on Canva, something very, very simple. In each of the little squares, it says 5k. So if I'm aiming to save 10k per month, that's me colouring in 2 boxes per month. Now, in my January 2023 budget video, I did say that I'll only be able to save 5k in January. I think I'll only be able to save 5k, which is just going to have to be the way it is. I know, not starting the year off great, but you know, at least I'm still saving. So the idea is that I'll colour in the boxes as we go along. I've got these new highlighters, which I'm not very impressed with, but I've got these new highlighters, colour in the boxes as I go along to track what I'm saving. Now, I'm not only saving for 2023, I plan to save up until I leave, which will be roughly about June-ish, July 2024. So that is roughly minimum 18 months of saving. So I'll be using this to track my savings. The idea is that when I get paid, I'm not going to withdraw it to show you guys counting it out and then put it into one of the wallets. No, I'm going to just transfer it straight into my ISA. Yeah, just transfer it directly straight into my ISA, but I'll always come back and track. And then every quarter, I'll do like a screenshot of my account, so you guys see that I'm actually being serious when I say I'm saving. I'll take it, and so that I can hold myself accountable, I'll take a screenshot of like my ISA, so you can see actually, yeah, I am putting the money in and where we're up to. But I'll do that every quarter, again, just to track my savings and to hold myself accountable, and so you guys can follow me on my journey. But this is what we'll be using from next month, or tomorrow technically. Alright. I just want to talk a little bit about how I get my mind prepared for my goals. So I'm a big firm believer of visualization. So visualizing your goals. Aside from that, I'm also a firm believer of writing things down. I love to write lists. I love lists. I love writing things out, especially when it comes to to-do lists. The beauty of just ticking off things on your list. I just love it. So for the past few years now, I have been journaling. Some call it scripting, some call it journaling. Actually, I don't know what to call it, to be honest. It's scripting, journaling, whatever you want to call it. But the idea is that you basically write out how you want your life to be as if it's already coming to fruition. So these are two of my old journal diaries. And what I do is each morning or each day, these days because of the way my mornings are, it's normally like each day, but each morning, before I start my day or before I start work, before the kids get into class, I try to write out and script my life basically. And a lot of it has really come into fruition. Like, I'm not going to go into much detail. Like I said before, I don't feel like you should share too much. This is my current one. This one's not finished yet. This one, I still have quite a few pages to go, but you can see there's bits in there. These are the old ones. This is my first ever one. This was a gift from a teacher I went. Anyways, so this is like how it looks. This is how I would write things down. You write the date and you just write in first person, like I and thank yous and stuff like that. Your gratitude journal, gratitude diary. I don't know what to call it, guys, but this is what I've always used. This was my second one, which again just got completed. You can see there's lots of stuff in there. Anyways, so one way that I'm going to help myself work towards my goals is definitely by mindset, definitely by acting as if I already have it, speaking the positivity into my life, journaling every day. I think it's very important. I mean, you know, it's something that I recommend people to try at least. I'm not going to do a video on how to journal. There's many videos out there on how to journal. I think if you just type in scripting or how to script, how to journal, how to do daily gratitudes and stuff like that, then you'll find something. But this here comes in my handbag everywhere I go. It's something that I would writing in the mornings before the kids come in, or if I'm at home and I still have the time, you know, definitely something that I would do. Anywho, so this is something that I'm going to use to work towards my goal. And then this is something that I started a few months ago. So this here is like a vision board, but it's a diary. So I can't remember whose video I saw it on. I can't even remember where I saw it, but it was someone's video I was watching, and what she said is that she basically breaks her vision board down into monthly achievable targets. So I'll give you a nice insight as to how it looks. So the idea is that each month you put your month in, and then you put basically what it is you want to achieve for that month. Now, yes, vision boards are bigger, they're more broad, but I like this idea of really knowing what you want to achieve for a particular month. So here, for example, we've got April 2022. I put down like YouTube, I put how many subscribers I want to have on YouTube. I put some quotes in here. I put that I wanted to get back to my intermittent fasting. I put that I wanted to achieve a certain length with my hair, because, you know, I did a big chop last year and I wanted to achieve a certain thing. Anyways, aside from that, it's, for me, I think that this is a very good way to help you visualize your goals on a short-term basis. And it's not just for budgeting, it's for other things. It can be for anything you want it to be for. I'm kind of trying to turn slowly so you can, yeah. So like for May, this is what I wanted to achieve, a few bits here. I've started adding in books that I want to read on a monthly basis and make sure that I achieve that, you know, weight loss, new job and stuff like that. And for me, this has worked. What I've gone through and done is I've ticked off things that I found have worked or I've managed to manifest within that particular month. And this is something that I'm going to be using or continuing to use in 2023 to help me achieve my goals. Working towards, whether it's just the budgeting one, whether it's other areas of my life. This is something I'm just showing you guys in case it's something that could be of use to you. I'm just going to skip some because I know there's some that I don't want to necessarily reveal. But again, just, you know, pictures, print them off, trim them, stick them in. Then what I do is I keep this open on my desk, not this desk, a different desk. I keep it open so that every morning I can see it. I can remember what my goals are for the month. One of my challenges that I was doing is I was reading one book a month. I say reading, most of the times I was listening to the audiobook on the drive to work and from work. But yeah, reading or listening to a book every month, and that's managed to come into fruition, you know, different books and stuff like that. So what's this one? Yeah, so this is December's one. Now for January's one, like I said before, guys, I'm a very cautious person when it comes to revealing certain things. So I've got the pictures here for January 2023. They're here, and I'm going to stick them in, but I'm not going to do it on camera, just because I feel like when it comes to certain things, it should be kept somewhat private. That's just me. I know there's lots of people out there that are happy to share and sit down and do their vision boards with you guys and stuff like that, but I just think it works for me if I just keep things private. You know, maybe that will change one day, maybe not, but yeah, that's just how I choose to live my life. Anywho, I think that's pretty much everything. So I've gone through what my financial goal is. I've gone through the savings challenge I'll be using to achieve that goal. I've gone through how I managed to basically like prioritize my goals and put them into achievable steps, action steps. I've gone through small things like just being able to track when the big payments are coming up, so it doesn't throw me off guard and things like that. And yeah, this is what I'll be doing in 2023 to help me reach all my goals, but my financial goal of that 10K per month. Now, yep, so follow me on this journey, guys. Let's see how the year goes and stuff. I'm feeling very positive about the year. I feel like my plan is, you know, my plan is something that I can really work towards. But yeah, let me know down below if you've got any particular goals, or if there's anything that you're working towards, whether it be financial, whether it be something completely different. How are you working towards it? Any tips or advice for how I'm working towards my one, or anything like that? Yeah, let me know, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.